fraud alerts. There's been people have been taken advantage of on the IRA, gold and silver IRA scam. There's scams everywhere in every asset class. Precious metals is no different. There's a ton of them in crypto, real estate, you name it, they're out there. And we're going to expose one today that happened to one of our community members. I desire to make you aware of this so you do not make this mistake. People will always be people. There will always be somebody somewhere trying to rip somebody off. And it's important we catch on. So, as long as I have good audio, seems like we do.
All right, can you hear me
Different
too?
mics.
We're trying it, you guys. We have
Third set of mics. We should be good. Give me a thumbs up if I'm doing good.
Wait, we got to start the morning off right.
Yes,
Come
we
on.
do.
Here you guys go. Good morning. Cheers. Coffee with Chris and Stacey. Here's to the best day
Good
ever.
morning to the best day ever. This is a daily ritual.
This is
to the
what we
best
do.
day ever. That's a daily thing.
And I want to read a scripture before we
Get
get
up.
started.
I thank God that I'm on top side of the grass every day before I start my prayers.
All right, I want to read a scripture from Mr. Al. I love he sends me one every morning. All right, this is from Proverbs again. You guys ready? This one's a good one. I've not even read this one to you. Senseless people learn their lessons the hard way, but the wise are teachable. A godly, righteous person has the ability to bring the light of instruction to the wicked, even though he despises what the wicked do. That one was really good, you guys. So, senseless people learn lessons the hard way. So I pray that that I am a teachable person.
I've also got a proverb that I've wrote down, ones that resonate with me, and it has to do with these stories. A fortune made by a lying tongue is fleeting vapor and a deadly snare. That's Proverbs 21:6.
That's a good one.
And you can learn a lot from Proverbs. It's awesome. Just if you want a good day, just read it. It'll tell you what to do, and Jesus will show you how to live. Okay. So start off with a story that happened to the community member.
So this is, and I'll obviously disclose their names, but you guys get in the comments. If you have any ideas how to help them, I'm going to explain their story a little bit. They gave me permission, and they allowed me to tell you guys what's going on. And if you guys have any ideas how to help them, and we'll kind of break it down, this is what happened. So this is the company. They said I could say it. It's called Red Rock IRA. I actually got on their website. I called their number. It's a number that you can call. They've changed their name now to American Coin Company. And this is apparently what happened. Right now, there's an SEC filing. They're being investigated. These clients, these subscribers have filed with the SEC, Better Business Bureau, and with the FBI. So they took some of their IRA money, and they called this company trying to figure out a way we've talked about it before, prevent your dollar from going down. So they said, okay, we're going to get precious metals like we've talked about. You put it in a self-directed IRA, you get it vaulted. Well, here's where it got interesting. And this is where Chris and we have talked about this so many times. When you get a high-pressured salesperson, and if you guys can't hear me, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or down because I want to make sure I get this information out. We've talked about this so many times. I'm never, ever going to try to pressure you into buying something, a certain coin, a certain bar, and that's what happened to them. When I figured out the math for a ½ ounce of silver, they were paying half for premium and half for spot. All that premium, you guys, they've lost. And there was even a stipulation that they could not touch these precious metals for 3 years. And if they did, they even lost more. So right now they went from like 400,000 and they're like at 130 or 80,000, I forget. It's he's 75 years old. He's a retired veteran, which by the way, thank you for your service. He's worked his whole life. And now he's sitting here looking at, he called yesterday. He said, I'm looking for side hustles. Matter of fact, I gave him to Bud.
Yeah.
So I sent him his.
That's probably in here. Guys, if you hadn't checked out his side hustle channel, it's awesome.
It's amazing. I said, look him up. He has all these great ideas for side hustling. But his money now, one, if he does try to pull it out, he's going to pay a huge tax penalty, and he's lost all those premiums. So you guys, it's a great idea if you want to take your IRA and you want to put it into some gold back physical. You guys check out these companies because they're not even answering their phones. He can't even get to them. Thank God it is apparently vaulted somewhere that seems to be a decent vault from what I know from the name of it. But if he goes and gets it, he's going to walk away losing like $250,000. So That was his retirement, you guys. He's worked his, so if you guys have any ideas, so if something, what can he file? Who can he contact? He's trying right now to reach news media. This company won't return their phone calls. They've changed their name. So if you guys have any ideas, put it in the comments. I told him that we would see if we could come up with ideas to help them. We were even talking about maybe could he take it from one IRA and maybe move it to another. But he still has lost all that money because they high pressured him into those high premiums. And that's Chris and I, we've been contacted by several different companies. And they're like, oh, you can make a ton of money. I'm like, that's impossible. I'm like, and then come to find out they were charging a huge amount on premiums. All right.
Yeah, told me I was going to make like 8% on every sale.
Oh, it's like a 200 markup.
That is so far out of the ballpark of what somebody should make. You know, everybody should get paid for a service. The premiums are how metals leave the COMEX. You know, that's how they leave the mine. Not the COMEX, but that's, you know, it's how it moves, or nobody would mess with it. So there's, you know, you got to have, somebody's got to get paid, but the prices they're paying is unbelievable. Now, I've got some things printed off that will help you spot signs of fraudulent sales pitches, high pressure. And I have called several of these companies that's reached out to me, and some of them that haven't, because I see them on other YouTubers' channels, and they're promoting, you know, precious metals. Hey, buy from here. And I don't know if they know or not. I'm not going to get into that. But what I do want to mention is most of the time it's how much money do you have to spend? And even in these things to look out for, they call themselves metals dealers, merchants. Signs of possible fraudulent sales pitches is what you could become aware of. And it happens through every asset class.
It does.
Advertising on radio, television, online, YouTube, you know, constant advertising. It kind of makes me think of these sketchy miners, you know. We just don't know. We only know what they tell us. And a lot of times they have a great story. Now, the possible tactics, dangling. They dangle the prospect of wealth in front of you. Like, if you don't do this now, you know, enticing you to do something you want, but you can't have. You know, it's like this with everything, but it seems to be more so in the precious metals lately.
Right now it is. And it is, if you turn on any kind of TV right now, or any kind of radio, or Sirius radio, or any kind of, within about 45 minutes, you're going to hear a gold silver commercial, hands down.
They're going to say, believe me. They're going to say, they're going to try to build credibility and tell you all about their company and how everybody's doing so good, offering to do a small favor for, in return, a big favor. So if you'll do me this small favor, I'll do you this big favor, like cut half the commission off of this already overpriced coin. It made me sick when I was talking to that guy. It was trying to sell me some type of different eagle. I can't even remember what it was called. And it was like $70. But these are going to go up, and you're really going to lose out if you don't get these. So please be careful. How to avoid these, and my simple way of doing it is, how much is a monster box right now? That should be a question they answer immediately. And if they can't tell, I got to check with somebody, I'm not sure. We don't sell precious metals that way. That means they're a scam, period. And a lot of times, they'll claim you can make a lot of money with a little risk, structured so you only play in small percentages, somewhere between 15 or 25 of the total purchase. So they try to work with you, they act like they're doing you a big favor, and often don't do any of the things they say. So I'm not going to get into all of them, but just learn to discern when you're being sold. Because a lot of these guys really oversell themselves. As soon as you start talking on them, you can tell that, all right, they're not like us. They're not like, hey, there's the number to call. Check somewhere else first. That's what we always say, because I desire for you guys to have precious metals that you actually hold, not trying to talk you into keeping it somewhere where we're going to help you do this, that, and other. I just want you guys to hedge your wealth.
Well, if you guys have any ideas for this precious couple, text me, call me, put it in the comments. I'll put you in touch with them. If you're an attorney or if you know anything about IRAs, because I am not an expert in IRAs, I tried to kind of bounce some ideas off with them a little bit, but reach out to me. and I will put you in contact with them if you have any kind of ideas. Because when you're 75 years old and you just watched all that money go down the toilet, that is, I mean, it's changing their whole retirement right now of where, you know, he's already trying to look at side hustles and stuff. So, Bud, maybe you can help him out with some of that. But going on to
Just
more.
being transparent is so important.
It is. And you guys, I will never push you into anything. I don't care if you buy from me. I do not care. But do not get scammed. I used to tell that with people in real estate all the time. And you want to get me fired up? I'm a little midget. I am barely 5 feet. Chris says I'm like a banny hen.
You ever
when I
seen a
get
banny
mad.
hen? Just the baddest little animal, just
You want to mess with
like
kids,
a chihuahua maybe.
animals, or elderly people? You will make me very angry, angry, angry. And this makes me very angry. I actually called this company. They would never answer my call. I was on hold for 15 minutes, I think, by the time I finally hung up. And they kept claiming a specialist would come and speak with me. So let's see if we can help this couple. And then I want to move on
Maybe
to...
I'll call them up in the next phone call. Maybe I'll put
They
them...
don't answer. I was on hold
One
for
of
15
them.
minutes.
We'll go through, maybe I'll just start calling precious metals dealers and let everybody know and put the video together on what they say. That way you can line it up.
Well,
And then we'll take their prices, which will be close to double, you know, nuts. Not double, but the premiums. And, you know, you'll know. You'll know the things they say. That way you can, from now on, you'll be able to key in on keywords that they say because they all say the same thing.
Yeah, well, and anyway, so we'll go on.
It does. It really fires me up.
It does.
It gives precious metals a bad name. All it is a hedge, guys. That's it. We got the stock market hitting all-time highs. I've been looking at it on the charts diligently, and we're so overdue for a pullback, but it keeps ticking up, and gold is just barely hanging in there. It looks like the wisest investment to me, but you know it could come down. There's no guarantees. It will probably, to be honest with you.
Well, the second thing I want to talk about, where you still, things are kind of happening that are, well, kind of not a scam, but let's talk about AI for a minute. So thanks for calling in. Another subscriber called in and was telling me how AI has been affecting the medical field for quite some time, and it's getting really bad. So they have their coders, and they code based on what the doctor comes out and says. They code what has either happened to you or what's going to happen to you and what's put in your file. And this actually affects what's happening in Japan right now, and I want to hit on that for a minute also. So she was telling me how that these doctors are dictating into these AI software. They do not understand the doctor's dictation. And so they outsource it to these coders in India, which do not understand what the doctors are saying. So what's being put in your file is not accurate, or what procedure you're going to have coming up is not accurate. And she said it is becoming a really big issue. She said, so now they're trying to come back, bring it back a little bit more to America, and they're saying, hey, you know, we're going to have some coders go back because this AI is not working correctly. And it was pretty scary, some of the stuff she was telling me. She said, it does not understand what the doctors are saying. So you guys, that is another thing that you guys, well, matter of fact is when you had your hernia done, your thing the other day. Remember the doctor that came up and he thought you were his patient for a second?
Yeah, he was looking at my knees.
Yeah, he was getting ready
Which
to do.
knee are we working on?
And Chris is like,
I'm
whoa,
in
hold
the
on.
Wrong place. I don't want anybody cutting on me. That's the first time I've ever been cut on in my life unless I was doing it. So, you know.
She said that a lot of times this AI software, it's a 90 to 95% wrong information.
Whoa.
That is a lot, you guys. So if you guys are, and based on also that, based on what's in your information, whatever's this AI puts you in this category, it's categories now. So based on this category of all this disinformation that AI is providing, you're in a category, and based on that category is what services you're allowed, the time frame you're allowed to stay in the hospital, and all these different things. Our medical field is messed up. Thanks for calling and telling me some about that, because I did not know that AI has been these coders and how they've outsourced them to India and how it's messed up the system for a while.
I'm going to put your phone number in the comments so people are having trouble reading it. I'm going to try to do it through voice text. Check this out. Stacey's number is 318-564-5823. There you go. It worked. So that's Stacey's number. I'll pin it to the top.
And also, you guys have been texting me. I'm adding you to my email list. Let me know what you guys think about the latest email that I sent out. Hopefully it was informative. But on the
Her
heels
emails
of,
are awesome, guys.
on
That's
the heels
truth.
of that, real quick, so this is affecting Japan also. Japan also is having what's called a world, what do I call it, world number, or no, it's a record number that they are doing, but because of this AI, apparently it's messing up information for each person. So if you have this record number that you are doing, I'm kind of jumping all over
No,
the
I
place.
want to talk about AI in a minute when you get done.
Keep going. So it says Japan, so they're having, it's what, quote, My Number ID card. And it's supposed to replace existing health insurance cards and all this kind of stuff. And they're trying to get this into play. But the records are getting confused with each other. So you're showing up with My Number ID card, and it's got other people's information attached to this. So they're having an issue with that, and I could see that because right now, they're trying to do a health certificate, through the UN so you can travel. So this is getting kind of, instead of it be where you just pulled your file when you went to a doctor's office, everybody's information's getting, go for it, babe.
No, I got a text saying Patriot Gold was in the comments. Pin it if you can. Okay, it was Holly's comment. I'll find it in a minute. I'll get to that in a second. But AI is the race to space. Security be damned. This is whoever produces the most, the fastest, gets it to the top, and then we'll fix all the security problems. And then we'll work all the bugs out. And it's probably going to hurt a lot of people. We're already starting to see it in the medical field. But we're just simply not there. But the cat's out of the bag. It's the new thing. It's what's going to push the next bubble up. The new AI bubble. We're starting to see AI food, AI this, AI that. And this could be a ploy just to push the stock market up a little bit more as everything else kind of dies off. I'm noticing crypto starting to do that too. Crypto's trying to do this thing. I'm thinking they're fixing to have a decent pullback before they go up, according to the charts. I might do some charts on the channel. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments because I have learned a lot. I'm sick and tired of being the bag holder, guys. I want to make money up. I want to make money on the way down. And I want to be the one to decide when. I do not want you guys holding the bag when it does happen because it is going to happen. We'll look at the weekly chart and it's proof. The charts don't lie. Logic. You can be completely bamboozled by using logic to invest. I have been for the majority of my adult life. The things that happen just don't. The news, something comes out bad, the stock market does good. It's completely divorced from reality. So that's the only way I'm going to invest now is through the charts. So if you guys are interested, the school that I'm going through, 2 of them, Crypto Charts Joe and Johnny Bravo's course, they'll both be in the description. You're welcome to go with me, but I'm running at this thing hard. I was planning on spending 20 minutes or an hour a day, and I'm probably spending 2 or 3 hours a day. I'm working on it till midnight.
I'm proud of him. When Chris decides to do something, and he's told you this several times, he goes, when you tell somebody you're going to do something and you follow through, it will scare them to death. And he has done it. He came in and he said, Stace, I'm ready to do this. And I said, all right, go for it. And he has. I got to give you credit, babe. You have dived in and you understand measurements. And so you're doing really good. I'm proud of you.
Well, I haven't done any good yet.
Yes, you are.
But I'm learning.
But you're understanding it. You're grasping it.
Oh, yeah, big time. You'll notice when you get in there and put all the news out of your head and just look at the charts, it's like, whoa, I could have done so much better by just paying attention to the charts. Come with me if you want. Okay.
All right.
What's next?
Let's talk about the world coin again.
Okay, first, the world coin wants to scan your eyeballs. That's kind of a bummer.
We talked about this the other day.
It's a cryptocurrency found by Sam Altman. That's the ChatGPT guru talking about AI.
Who also testified in Congress that AI was probably an issue and we need regulations.
The project claims to create a global digital currency that is accessible by everyone. That's what they're claiming. WorldCoin plans to use iris recognition. The goal is to enhance security and prevent fraud from ensuring that each transaction is authenticated by users' unique iris pattern. The project had received backing from prominent investors such as Andreessen Horowitz and Coinbase. So this is something that's coming. The last time I looked, it was a little over $5. I don't know how I feel about even investing in it. I'm not investing in it. Not now. I don't want to be a part of this world currency. I just
Well,
don't.
what kills me is you guys go on Twitter and YouTube and different places like that and look at the number of people that are actually signing up. They're in line to get their irises scanned. And they're doing it, they're going to give them a free cryptocurrency token, or they even said, I think in Barcelona, they're giving them like some free French fries. And they're just giving away all their information. Their biometrics, gone.
But they've already, that's what I have a problem with. They've already got that.
True on your phone.
You know, so it's like a foot in the door method. It's like, we've got this, we've got your iris, we've got your digital fingerprint, we've got your location because you have a phone in your pocket, we've got all these things already, why not let us scan your eyeball? You know, it's like, well, you got a point. So I just, where I draw the line is where they want to put something in my hand or in my forehead. That's going to be where the line's drawn. But just know it's coming. Use your own discernment for what it is. I just don't see how you can go wrong by holding precious metals to the ultimate insurance. But, you know, it's hard to watch these cryptocurrencies go to the moon. You're holding this precious metal and you could 100x your money.
Yep.
You know, so I get it.
Before we go into the next story real quick, because I think we're going to talk about Biden in the next one, I want to just do one more reminder. Every so often I remind people of this, but then I get comments saying, I didn't know that, because I guess you probably don't see all the videos that we do. You guys, if you have an account, in a banking account, and you do not touch that account for over, say, a certain period of time, and it goes, quote, dormant, the state can come in and confiscate that. They can take your funds. And I cannot tell you story after story of people that have called in and have told me. I know one guy that had like several hundreds of thousands confiscated, and it took him 1.5 years to get it back. So because sometimes, like Chris and I will have a tax fund account sitting there for savings. If you have a fund, a savings or a checking account that you have some money just set aside, especially the elderly people, you guys check on your parents. Make sure that every so often you do some activity within that account, because if it goes dormant, your funds are gone. And I just need to remind people of that, because I just mentioned it again the other day on the phone to someone, and they didn't know it existed. So I guess we just need to bring that information up every so often as things get more interesting.
Yeah, and they are. And guys, the FDIC, speaking of interesting times, having all your money in the bank, in my opinion, is a awful idea. There is no way. It is a laughing matter to them. I made a video months ago about how the FDIC was, you know, we can't insure all those people. You know, it was like, they're actually just saying it. I don't know if they didn't know the camera was rolling. It looked like it was kind of in a corner. I don't know how it got out. But don't even think that's the case. Even though, now, they're bailing out these banks as fast as they can. You know, they're creating these windows to bail out the wealthy in California because they just can't let the bubble burst. You saw the chart on recession the other day. It was like recession. I got it around, you brought it to me. And then we're way down here. By the time they say we're in recession, we're going to be in a depression. And I think that's when, it may be a short recession.
Well, we got to read what Jesse Felder then just talked about. You took a video of that. Jesse Felder, I follow him on Twitter. It's on your phone. So he just said, you're talking about soft landings. And he said, you guys, and I'm not going to read this whole thing, but follow him on Twitter. 1989, 2000, 2007, Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, the New York Times, all these people have come out throughout the years and they have quoted, that we aren't the first time that they've said, quote, how about a soft landing? Or are we going to have a soft landing? Or yes, that's what it's going to be as a soft landing. All these different quotes. They said every time they've come out, within weeks or months of all these declarations that they've done, the economy has plunged into recession, unemployment shot up, businesses closed, and growth was contracted. So, and once again, we've got this soft landing quote. And you guys, we've been talking about the commercial real estate. I mean, it's a slow coming, but you can see it. I just read an article the other day about all these different companies that are coming due for their contracts, and they cannot afford the interest rate. So we'll see. I know malls right now are going upside down and different things like that.
It puts me in mind of Jim Cramer when Bear Stearns was collapsing.
Oh, it's buy.
It's a buy, buy, buy.
Yep.
And it did. It went buy, 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 right?
It did buy.
So, you know, what they say and what happens is two different things.
Yep.
They just bald-faced lie to you. Obviously, it's obvious, but sometimes they'll tell the truth. It makes it really hard to discern. Jerome Powell, you know, they'll lie straight to your face, and then he'll tell you something that's facts. So it's like, wait, he just told the truth. You know, recession is likely. And then it's like, well, no, it's not. But just try to pray for discernment, because that's what it's going to take to have the patience. That's the biggest thing. When you're running into a recession, is patience. Hold up. All you people trying to buy rental housing to your first or second house, I got some people that are moving right now, or they need to sell. I'm encouraging them to get in a camper. That seems to be legit. That's exactly what I would do. And that is what we did.
We've done it.
We stayed in one for 2 years, but we were rewarded for it. We found the place that we wanted, and campers are on sale. Okay, campers are the people that can't afford them, are starting to let go of them. And you already take a beating when you buy a new camper. Now they're really taking a beating. They're starting to pile up on lots, even around here. New cars are starting to pile up on these used car lots, really nice ones. So there's deals coming. It might be a few more months. It could be 6 months. But does it matter? No, not really. Okay, next.
Do you want to get in the comments and see if we can even read some of the comments, or you want to go on to the next?
Yes. Holly Larson posted that Patriot Gold, no fees for life, and then the fees show up. That's interesting. Oh, well, you don't have the qualifying amount. Store for equity. So, I'm not going to talk bad about anybody or any company. I don't desire to do that. That's why I know you guys have, like I talk about, discernment, to be able to sort the wheat from the chaff.
So I want to mention really quick the prices that ended. I sent you guys out an email or whatever, but the prices that ended for silver is $24.49. Gold is $1,963.80. That will be that way until tomorrow at 5 p.m. when the COMEX opens back up. You guys, we have a great special, and I'm going to start mentioning these more because I did not realize that some of you guys don't see the price list. We have a special right now. Eagles are $6.99 over. I can't even tell you the last time I remember Eagles being that cheap. And then we've got 3 different rounds that are $3.25 over. And you guys, give me a call, 318-564-5823. I'll give you quotes. There's no hidden fees. There are a few states that I do have to charge taxes, but you will know exactly what you're paying on spot, and you'll know exactly what you're paying on premium. And the good thing is if you ever do go sell, you're going to know, hey, I paid right now, $24.49 on spot. So when you go to sell, you're going to know, hey, I'm either losing or I'm gaining on price. So you'll know.
Well, we've
There's
got
no hidden
somebody
fees.
from India here. Isn't that cool?
Oh, hi from India.
Sorry, I just straight up interrupted her.
No, come on. I'd like to get in the comments a little bit.
But I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm going to call you out by name right here at the end. Joe Hannon.
Hi, Joe.
Thank you. Kevin K. Platinum. He's referring to Neil. He's always talking about platinum. There seems to be a 1 million ounce deficit in platinum. Neil, you're going to look really smart in the future. We just don't know when
Stacey,
that
thanks
is.
for the email reminder. And by the way, Joe, your coffee is on the way. I had to buy a special envelope for that, so your coffee is coming. Sorry about that. It's a couple days late.
Edward Warner.
Hey, Mr. Eddie.
Mr. Ed's awesome. M&J. Guys, my moderators are awesome. They really do a good job keeping the comments clean. And if you're not here to help, then we're probably not welcome back. I love to have banter in the comments and talk things through. But as far as, not being here to help, then that's different.
I want to just say also to M&J, she's going through a lot with her family or her parents right now. When your parents get elderly and you have to take care of them, man, she has learned so much. And I've actually learned from her different things, and I've talked to my parents about it, what she's been going through. But you guys just give a shout out to M&J in the comments. She's dealing with a dad that's dementia, and you know how when parents just get older and you've got to take care of them. And she's doing that as a daughter. She is being that responsible daughter, taking care of them. And we're going to be there one day.
It's so important to give people credibility that does that too.
Yep. So give a shout out to M&J in the comments, you guys. Just say, go M&J, you got this. So
I want to tell us a quick story right here at the end. And it's about Dan allegedly. And I've had people reach out to me and think he's a scammer and all this stuff. From what I can tell, he did really good by taking care of his girlfriend that was dying of cancer. And that's what I have to gauge off of, because I haven't known him that long. But he's always done me right. He's always been fair with me. And you can look at that through, just like what M&J's doing. She's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. She's taking care of her mother and father. That's up to us. That's in the Bible. Look it up. I wish I could tell you where it's found. But elderly, children, those kind of people do not have the forward-looking that you guys have. You're actually here. You're listening to the news that not many people know about. And you know way before everybody else. I mean, literally, this stuff is like, the stuff we bring is hot off the press. I know a lot of you are like newsmongers and you stay in it all the time, but there's a lot of people that don't know, that could be telling their elderly, that could be buying up some precious metals or something hard for their children. You know, go ahead and share the wealth now, or get it in place. And I have my grandfather to thank for that.
You do.
My grandfather has given away his wealth before, you know, as his life, as he got older, he got in his 80s, started giving it away, and now he's in his 90s, and now he's like 94, and he knows. He's just that kind of forward-looking man. He was buying silver at 10 cents. I think that's right. $1. I don't remember what it was.
Super
crazy cheap.
He was talking about it when he used to work at the gas station. He worked as a kid.
And he just knew. So just do that for your children. Do that for your elder. That's what I plan on doing. I plan on doing that, and I think that's what we're supposed to do. So good job for whoever's doing that, because it is tough. I can tell. It's a real bummer.
Yep.
So, guys, thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Have an awesome, awesome day. Did I say awesome enough?
That's awesome.
All right.
No pun intended.